Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Teaching in the USA with Educational Partners International. I'm Kimberly Dagger-Hart, Director of Communications here at Educational Partners International, and we're so glad to have you with us today. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. You'll have the opportunity to submit questions by typing your questions into the comment box at any time during the presentation. We'll collect these and address them at the end. I'd now like to introduce our presenter, Jessica, our content specialist here at EPI.
Hi everyone, as Kimberly mentioned, my name is Jessica and I work as the content specialist here at Educational Partners International. Before working with EPI, I taught English at the community college level, and I'm really excited to be working for a company that combines my passion for education with my passion for cultural exchange. Today I will be talking to you about what EPI does and how you can apply. So today's webinar is a general introduction to EPI. By the end of this presentation, we hope you will understand our mission and know the benefits both in program and after you leave the United States. We also want to answer any questions that you have about the EPI program. So the first question that most people have is, what is EPI? And you can answer this question in a lot of ways, but first and foremost, EPI is a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers into the U.S. to teach. Officially, EPI is designated as a sponsor for an exchange visitor program. We have become a world leader in cultural exchange, helping hundreds of teachers from around the world to come to the U.S. to teach. Teachers in our program are currently teaching in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. So while we work with schools across the southern United States, our home office is in North Carolina, which is about where that arrow is on the map there. We would love to know where you're from too, so please go take this opportunity to tell us in the comments. So to understand the importance of U.S. cultural exchange, you may want to know more about the history of cultural exchange in the United States. Much of the cultural exchange movement in the U.S. was started by Senator J. William Fulbright. He was passionate about strengthening U.S. international relations and saw cultural exchange as a good way to accomplish this. You're probably familiar with his name because he created the Fulbright program, which is a famous international education scholarship. After creating the Fulbright program, he developed and passed the Fulbright-Hays Act of 1961. The purpose of this act was to increase mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of other countries by means of educational and cultural exchange in order to strengthen the ties which unite us with other nations. The Fulbright-Hays Act led to the creation of cultural exchange programs across the United States, including ours. If you have been on the EPI website, you have probably seen this explanation of our program. Educational Partners International is an exchange visitor program authorized to sponsor teachers for K-12 placement in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. But what does that actually mean? Well, as we've already stated, it means that we offer cultural exchange opportunities for teachers from other countries to come to the United States. Cultural exchange means that our teachers come to the U.S. to share their culture and then return to their home countries so that they can share what they have learned about the U.S. Our program is a 3-year program. After you finish the program, you will go back to your home country for 2 years. And those 2 years where you go back home are important because that is where you are really going to complete our cultural exchange mission. Of course, we want to help you come to the U.S. to share your culture, but we are also interested in you returning home and sharing your experience in the United States with other people in your home country. That is because EPI believes sharing knowledge across cultures and venues improves understanding among teachers, students, administrators, and members of the communities in which we live. This is the whole reason why we do this program. Your ability to bring your culture to the United States and then to take United States culture back home with you is really what true cultural exchange is about. Exchanging knowledge and information between cultures so that we can understand each other better as a global community. So what does this kind of cultural exchange look like? Well, as a teacher with EPI, you will create projects and events to help share some of your culture with students and teachers in the US. Today we have a couple of examples of projects that our teachers have done in the past. So here is an event hosted by one of our Filipina teachers. She made a traditional festival float to display outside of her classroom. She also shared traditional Filipino foods and crafts with her students and fellow teachers. Claudia, a Spanish immersion teacher from Mexico, wanted to teach her children about how Mother's Day is celebrated in her home country. She hosted a Mother's Day celebration where her students read poems in Spanish and sang songs for their mothers. One of our teachers from Ecuador gave her students traditional Ecuadorian food and taught them a traditional dance after telling them some about her home country. And this is an activity another one of our teachers from the Philippines did with his art class. He taught them about the Mascara Festival and its history, and then afterwards he had his students make their own traditional festival masks. We also have a pre-recorded video of some of our Spanish immersion teachers talking about a cultural exchange project that they did together. So here is their experience with cultural exchange in the US.
We always meet with the immersion teachers and we were like, what can we do that is fun, that people can get excited about, they can come, and we can just share a little bit of our culture. Something that we all had in common was really music and dancing, and just we're very happy people because our students in immersion are exposed to our cultures daily, but we thought that that could include the whole community.
We want to bring the music because music is our style, music is our way, music is in our veins.
We can show what music represents for us, the importance that the rhythm has for us, and how you can communicate culturally also by music.
I think the value of a cultural exchange program is for people just to be ambassadors of their country, because not everybody's as lucky to travel places or to know places. By a person just coming here or vice versa, you have a little window of the culture of everything.
So as you can see, we provide many opportunities for you to share your culture with your school here in the United States. And there are many different ways that you can do this. You will have the ability to find what you are really passionate about and share that with your students here. So now that you have more of a background on who we are and what we do, it's time to talk about what benefits you get from participating in our program. So as we keep talking about, the most obvious benefit is that you will get to encounter new cultural experiences, experience life in the US, and share your culture with people who would not normally experience it. Your students here may not know very much at all about life in your home country, and you will get to share things with your students that they would have never known otherwise. By doing this, you also have the opportunity to make a positive impact for students all over the world, not just in your home country. Also, one of the most important things that we offer you is personal and professional support for you during your time in the United States. We think that teacher support is a major part of the whole process and one of the most important things that we do. We are invested in your success, so we are available as a resource for you even after you arrive in the United States. So let's talk more in depth about the type of support that we offer our teachers. EPI's support program is an area of pride for us as a cultural exchange program. As soon as you are placed in one of our schools, one of our dedicated and trained support team members will contact you to help guide you in the process of moving to the U.S. The relationship between you and the support team is an important one and will continue throughout your time as an EPI program member. Should you need help of any kind while you are in the U.S., the EPI support team is ready to help. At EPI, we understand that American students need the international perspective that teachers like you bring, and we are dedicated in doing all that we can to help you deliver it. From culture shock to meeting the needs of struggling learners, we are here to support you. So EPI is the type of program that not only provide benefits while you're here, but also when you return to your home country. The experiences and professional development that you will have while in the United States is something that you will carry with you your whole life. Once you are done with our program, you will be able to go home with a new perspective that will enrich your personal and professional life. Also, participating in this program means that you are now a world educator. You are a teacher who has taught students from multiple countries all over the world. Experiences like these are truly life-changing, and you will not be the same kind of teacher or person that you were before you came here, which we consider to be one of the major benefits of participating in our program. So before we finish talking about the benefits that EPI has to offer, here's what some of our teachers have to say about their time here in the United States. Aston from Jamaica says, "The EPI team deals with matters concerning teachers swiftly, effectively, and with noteworthy professionalism. I am very impressed with the service received from EPI, and I would have no hesitation recommending the organization Educational Partners International." Elamerd from Venezuela says, "I am really thankful to the EPI team for giving me such a great opportunity. This year has been great for me and my family. I have learned a lot of things, and I have always had the EPI team support. I could not be more happy about being able to learn something new every day. It has been such a huge experience." We also have another pre-recorded video of some of our teachers from the Philippines sharing their stories. After this brief video, we will be answering your questions in a live question and answer session. So this is what they say about their experience with EPI.
I came to the United States not just to teach, but to make a difference in American students' lives.
When my friends told me about the EPI program to become the cultural ambassador as an exchange teacher here, it sounds like, I want to try it.
Basically, I joined EPI because I've always had passion for cultural exchange.
For me, teaching is the most enjoyable and the most effective way of changing the world.
It's a give and take learning. They don't only learn from me, but I also learn from them.
I feel honored and excited to be the cultural ambassador of the Philippines to the U.S. in the field of education.
The reason why I joined EPI is because it's my childhood dream to teach in the United States.
We are happy because the EPI gave us this opportunity to serve the American kids and to share our culture to them.
It took me a long time to fulfill my American dream, and it was because of EPI.
I will also have the opportunity to share this passion with everybody and hopefully make a difference in my students' journey to success.
They told me, "You are the only Asian person here." And I told them, all right, this Asian person will make change on you.
So one of my students, I heard that she applied for an exchange student in the Philippines. She said that, "You know what, I am very curious of what I have just saw in your video."
So with the support of Filipino teachers and also other EPI teachers that are coming from other countries, you will really feel like everything is really worth doing as a teacher.
I started watching the football games and all the other sports games of my students to be in a community where I belong.
The community was very supportive. It's not only the school, but also some of the churches. They come together to help me put out my house. They put together furniture.
And we're so proud because me and my wife teaching together, sharing everything to the kids, to the American kids, and at the same time, we're learning also their culture.
We both know that when we work together towards a common goal, we can make it. We can make it happen.
To hear more from our teachers, visit our Facebook page. We have posted several videos of our teachers talking about their cultural exchange experiences. We also post teacher stories on our website, teachwithepi.com. All right, so now it is time for our question and answer session. I will be answering any questions that you have left in the comments. So if you have not yet submitted your questions, please ask them now. We also encourage you to tell us about yourself. We would love to know where you are from and what you are currently teaching. I'm joined again by Kimberly, who has collected the questions you've submitted during the presentation. Hi, Kimberly.
Hey, Jessica, and hello to all of the teachers joining us from around the world today. We'd like to welcome teachers from the Philippines, Jamaica, Algeria, Colombia, India, and more. Wherever you're watching from and wherever you're joining us from, thank you so much. All right, Jessica, the first question today that we have is, how do I apply?
So that's a great question. We get it all the time. I'm going to go more in depth in this question in just a minute, but to give you the basic steps, you're going to go to our website, teachwithepi.com. Again, that's teachwithepi.com. You go to our website, you scroll down until you see the big orange button that says click here to apply. And if you click that button, you'll be able to start your application.
All right, great. Our next question is, how long does the application process take?
So the application process and the length of the application process varies from applicant to applicant. It depends a lot on how quickly you can upload all of the necessary documents. So to complete the application process, you're going to have to upload some legal documents and do 2 interviews with EPI team members. And so the application process depends on how long it takes you to get all of those things.
All right, our next question is, what are the requirements and what are the qualifications for the program?
This is another question that we get a lot. So I touched on this in just a minute, but to give you some of the basic requirements, we are looking for teachers that have at least a bachelor's degree. We're looking for teachers with at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, teachers who are currently teaching at their job, and teachers with advanced English skills.
All right, our next question that we have, this one's an interesting one. Do we have an online teaching program? So does EPI have an online teaching program?
So no, we do not have an online teaching program. As we've mentioned before, as a cultural exchange program, we're really interested in you coming to the United States and experiencing and immersing yourself in U.S. culture, and for your students to get to interact with you on a personal level and get to know your culture as well. So we do not have an online program. All of our teachers come to the United States to teach.
For our next question, this is about spouses and family. So does my family get to come with me as part of the program?
Yes, so the quick answer is that EPI does sponsor J2 visas, but we do ask that you consider how much you'll be making in the United States and whether or not it's feasible to support yourself and your family while you're here. So you may be asked to make a budget, and we can help you do that. But in general, yes, we do sponsor J2 visas for dependents.
Right. There's a lot of things to consider when you're moving to another country,
yes,
right?
There are.
Okay, so our next question is, can I apply right now for next year? So for 2019's school year, which for us would start in August, around August of 2019. So can folks go ahead and apply now?
Yeah, so right now, all of the applications that we are accepting are for programs that will start in August of 2019.
And for our next question, we have, do I need teaching experience?
Yes, so that is one of our requirements, is that you have to have at least 2 years of full-time teaching experience. All of our teachers have to be experienced before they come to the United States.
Right. So there are other programs, other types of, experience that you need, but for ours specifically, it is a teaching program.
Yes.
So teaching experience is needed. Got it. So our next question is, do we get to choose where we're placed in the USA? And it's probably good to just go over what states we place teachers currently.
Yeah, so as I've mentioned, we place teachers in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. And you can tell our placement team that you have preferences on where you would like to live. So that could be as specific as a state or a city that you would like to live in. But also, if you are maybe a person that wants to live in a city versus a rural area, you can make that sort of preference as well. However, if you have limited yourself, there will be less opportunities for you to be placed. So we do encourage you to be as open-minded as possible when considering where you might get placed in the United States.
Right, just kind of experience the adventure of it all. Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have time for one more question today, and that question is there an application or placement fee?
So no, there is no application or placement fee. You can start your application for free. There are documents that cost money associated with your application, such as the criminal record check, if you need to renew your passport, the certified translations, but EPI is never going to charge you an application fee.
All right, so that was our last question for today. If you didn't get to ask your question, just go ahead and leave that in the comments. We're going to answer all remaining questions in the comments right after the broadcast.
All right, thank you, Kimberly.
Thanks so much, Jessica.
So now that you know more about us, the question is EPI right for you? We have here listed some of the basic requirements for our program. EPI teachers must have a bachelor's degree, they must have at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, and they must be currently teaching, and they must have advanced English skills. So if that sounds like it applies to you, please start your application at teachwithepi.com. As you can see in this video, the first step is to go to our website, teachwithepi.com/teachers. Once you are there, you will scroll down until you see the orange button that says click here to apply. Then you will need to answer some questions about your eligibility and click the submit button at the bottom of the page. After you answer the questions, you will be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. If you have already started your application, please be sure that you are checking your email regularly for updates on your status. So in closing today, I would like to share this quote from J. William Fulbright that I feel illustrates the importance of cultural exchange education. We must try to expand the boundaries of human wisdom, empathy, and perception, and there is no way of doing that except through education. Much like Fulbright talks about here, at EPI, we hope to expand the understanding of U.S. students by giving them the opportunity to learn from teachers like you. So that's all for today, everybody. If you are interested in viewing our previous webinars or signing up to watch our upcoming webinars, go to teachwithepi.com/webinars and sign up for our mailing list. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to hear about our upcoming events, as well as to hear more from our current teachers. If you have any more questions, please be sure to email us at team@teachwithepi.com. I'll say that one more time for you, team@teachwithepi.com. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thanks for joining us and have a great day.